Asterisk. Asterisk. Title: The Forgotten Track. Asterisk. Asterisk. Drake had always loved pushing the boundaries of his music, searching for unique collaborations and experiences to bring fresh energy into his albums. It was during a late-night recording session in his Toronto studio that he heard about the rumor. "Yo, you ever heard of the lost track?" his producer asked, leaning back in his chair. "It's supposedly some haunted demo recorded by a group of 15-year-olds back in the 90s. They say whoever listens to it goes insane." Drake chuckled, taking a sip of his drink. "Man, that's wild. But you know I love a good story. What's it about?" "They say the kids were recording in a basement studio when something went wrong. No one knows what exactly, but everyone involved disappeared without a trace. The track was never found, but people claim it still exists somewhere on the dark web." Intrigued, Drake decided to take a look. After some digging through obscure forums and sketchy websites, he found a download link labeled The Forgotten Track. The file name was strange, a jumble of letters and numbers, but he felt a strange compulsion to click on it. As the download completed, a chill ran down his spine. He opened the file, and eerie, distorted music began to play. It started with a slow, haunting melody, layered with faint whispers that seemed to grow louder with every second. The room felt colder, and the shadows in the corners seemed to shift and move. Drake couldn't shake the feeling that he was being watched. He paused the track, shaking his head to clear his thoughts. "Man, this is messing with my mind," he muttered to himself, turning to leave the studio for a break. As he stepped into the hallway, he noticed something odd. The walls seemed to pulse slightly, and the lights flickered ominously. He heard faint, distant laughter echoing through the corridor. Drake's heart raced as he realized the sound was coming from all around him, like the laughter of children playing hide and seek. Determined to shake off the unease, Drake returned to the studio and pressed play once more. The whispers were clearer now, forming words he couldn't quite understand. A child's voice broke through the distortion, singing a familiar tune, but in a twisted, sinister tone. Suddenly, the lights went out, plunging the room into darkness. Panic surged through Drake as he fumbled for his phone. Its light barely pierced the shadows, but it revealed something he couldn't believe. Figures stood in the corners of the room, their outlines faint but unmistakable. The silhouettes of children, eyes glinting with an unnatural glow. He stumbled backward, the music growing louder and more chaotic. The children's voices rose, chanting a phrase over and over. "Join us! Join us! Join us!" Drake tried to scream, but no sound escaped his lips. The figures advanced, their forms becoming more defined. He could see their faces now, twisted with malevolent glee. They reached out to him, their hands cold and insubstantial as mist. With a surge of adrenaline, Drake lunged for the computer, his fingers fumbling to stop the track. As the music cut off, the figures vanished, leaving only the echo of their laughter in the air. Breathing heavily, Drake sank to the floor, his mind reeling. He had never believed in ghosts, but this experience had shaken him to his core. He deleted the track, his hands trembling. There was something truly evil about it, something that should never be heard by anyone. As he sat there, catching his breath, a notification popped up on his phone. It was a message from an unknown number, with an attachment. The subject line read, "For your next album." Against his better judgment, he opened it, only to find the same file he had just deleted. His blood ran cold as he realized the message wasn't a suggestion. It was a warning. The next morning, Drake's team found him in the studio, exhausted and pale. He refused to talk about what had happened, but he made one thing clear: the track would never be part of his music. Yet deep down, he couldn't shake the feeling that the song would always be with him, lurking just beneath the surface, waiting for the right moment to resurface.